Okay, it's the end of the year. You know what that means. Everybody that has a music platform is coming out with their top records of the year, and I'm not going to be any different, okay? I know I like to pretend that I'm a big-time different special boy, but no. We're going to do something boilerplate. We're going to do something that everybody does here, but of course, we're doing it in the most Dan Frampton way possible. Oh, is it your first time here? So sorry. I'm that Dan Frampton guy that I was just talking about. I'm the internet's most ruthless gatekeeper, and today I'm going to ruthlessly gatekeep a top 40 records of the year list because you don't have to do that anymore. It's my job. I'm the gatekeeper around here. You can just kick back. So, thank you so much for kicking back with me here today. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get going. This list is comprised of 40 records. Now, there's going to be a couple parameters we need to go over. What is a record? Well, a record is a full-length album. It could be an EP, it could be a split, it could be a compilation. All these things count in the worlds of records, okay? So that's what's going to be on this list here. And another parameter is this is going to be based on my 2-thumb rating system, and on this list, all of these records are 1 thumb or above. So we're going to do this in categories. The first category is going to be the solid 1-thumbers, okay? So coming in at number 40 is Doki Doki self-titled record coming to us from Asian Man Records, okay? It's a full-length album, and it's a bit of a punk affair. We're gonna breeze through this until we get to the end, and then we're gonna go into a little bit more detail. Coming in at number 39, also 1 thumb, Knuckle Puck's Losing What We Love came to us from Pure Noise, of course. And then at number 38, Triple B gave us Magnitude's latest hardcore record, a very straight edge project known as Of Days Renewed. Coming in at number 37 is the Snag and Coma Regalia split, coming to us on Middleman and Shove Records. Bit of a post-hardcore thing. Then at 36, we're going to get a hardcore EP from the band Ankle Biter, To Live and Withstand, coming to us on Sunny Drive. And then Fishbone dropped a record. Yeah, Fishbone. At number 35, we got a ska EP from Fishbone known as Fishbone. Profound Lore Records gave us Cruelty's newest record called Utopia. Cruelty is a Japanese hardcore band, and they can really rip stuff apart, okay? Number 33, The Gray In Between by Jerome's Dream, coming to us on Iodine Recordings. It's a full Screamo LP. And then we gotta talk about a record that grew on me over the year. Number 32 is Angel Dust's newest record. Now, the first time I heard this, I didn't like it very much. I thought that this was pretty boring, to be honest, and it might actually be Angel Dust's worst record, but it is pretty good, and I can just put this on, you know, in lots of environments where there are people that like don't like screaming and stuff, and I can still have music that's adjacent to my world on around me. This is definitely one of those records that I'll go to for that kind of thing. And the last record in the 1-thumb category is Swiss Army Wife and their LP Medium Gnarly, an emo LP that came out on Really Rad Records. Time to crank it up. We're gonna go into the sick category. All these records are rated 1 1/4 thumbs, and the first one is going to be another record that grew on me through the year. The first time I heard this record, I did not like it. I had it like near the bottom of the list. I was like, this thing is a dud. And now, here it is at number 30, Psychic Dance Routine by Scowl. Flat Spot is on a roll right now. They are a great hardcore record label, and I would kind of categorize this record as like a post-grunge hardcore type thing. There's some elements of like Shirley Manson's Garbage, a little bit of Hole in there, but also all sorts of screaming and punk rock attitude. The clean and dirty vocals, there's a good mix between the two, and I think it's a great new direction for this band. It really shows that this band can be the iconic punk band of this generation. At number 29, we're going to talk about Concrete Cowboys, another Flat Spot record coming to us from Buggin', okay? This is a hardcore LP, and these guys are riff machines. If you want to bounce, if you want to scream, if you want to have a good time and be angry about like your like minimum wage job, this is the thing for you. It is great. Now this record I don't want to rate very highly because of how much Post Malone is fucking with it, all right? You got Post Malone out here singing along and wearing the t-shirts of Military Gun. Their record, Life Under the Gun, is actually pretty decent. And then we're going to move into number 26. This is a little bit of a disappointment for me. We're going to be talking about Restraining Order. I love this band. Their last record, I love so very, very much. It's at the top of all my go-to punk rock listening albums, you know what I mean? But this record, not so much, but still very, very good. It's called Locked in Time, came out on Triple B. Then we're going to be moving to number 27. It's going to be an emo LP from the band The Seafloor Cinema, all right? Yeah. The Seafloor Cinema. What a name. These dudes are cool, the songs are good, and it's just another example to show that emo had a hell of a year. At number 25, we got What Makes You Tick, a hardcore LP from the UK band Going Off. I love this thing. This thing is so aggressive, so badass. His vocals sound like they're bleeding while he's screaming. I absolutely love it. And then at number 24, we got A New Tomorrow by Zulu, come to us from Flat Spot Records again. Flat Spot just showing us how it's done. But let's just say you kind of miss At the Drive-In, but you wanted them to always be a little bit more screamo for some reason. Well, I have the answer for you for that. The band is called Hail the Sun, and their record Divine Intertention is coming in at number 23 on Equal Vision Records. This is one of the best records that Equal Vision put out this year. Bit of a post-hardcore thing. I think this thing is awesome. Number 22, Joliet, Luz de Bengala. It's a self-released EP, bit of a screamo thing. I think that this is a great batch of screamo songs. And the last band in the 1 1/4 category is Velocity for their 2023 demo. Okay, now we're getting into top 20 territory. This category is marked highly enjoyable. All these records are 1.5 thumbs. At number 20, we're talking about Ontario hardcore band Mile End and their 2023 promo. This thing is awesome. And then another local Toronto band put out a little bit of an EP. They're called To The Bone. All right, you should check them out. And their little EP was called Bone Zone. All right, so the last 7 records we talked about, they were either all hardcore or screamo. Lots of screaming. But right now, pop punk is going to be peeking its little head in here. At number 18, it's the EP from the now defunct band Pity Party. It's called Six Sad World Survival Guide, and it's awesome. Banger after banger, so catchy. If you like pop punk, fun little guitar leads and catchy melodies and that kind of thing, this is a good band to go check out. Okay, so we're gonna head back to the post-hardcore screamo part of the list right now. Number 17, Loma Prida and their LP Last came out on Death Wish Records, and it's a really good listen. This thing is so solid. But you know what's better than that? Coming in at number 16, the Hers Collective and their LP We're Still Here. This thing is awesome. This thing is more of emo violence than it is screamo, you know? It's got some blast beats, it's got some breakdowns. It's pretty power violence adjacent, but definitely more screamo, which makes it emo violence. And it's just loaded with all these amazing features from across the entire heavy music world. It's an awesome listen. Coming in at number 15, small band from Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, known as Null, and their record Offering. This thing was released as an ARG. It had the most impressive and creative rollout of any record on this list, okay? They made up a whole yoga guru that had an Instagram profile that was doing a whole cultish type thing, and it was messing with people's minds week after week after week, and then they started to slowly drip these offerings, which were their songs, and then the record would come out. It was great. I'm not doing it any justice. You had to be there. Number 14, I wasn't going to include this, but I really like these songs. They are a bunch of teasers for an upcoming LP, but this EP is pop punk. It's neck deep. I'm excited. We need more bricks. Great batch of songs. Number 13, though, Dying Wish is giving us Symptoms of Survival, metallic hardcore at almost its very best. Emma has some of the best vocals in that particular part of the genre, all right? Then we're moving down to number 12. We got Clowns and their record Endless coming to us from Fat Records. This is definitely the highest rated record coming to us from Fat Records this year. I'll tell you that much for free. And then the last album in this category, highly enjoyable, 1.5 thumbs, is number 11, No Bro. What a fun batch of garage rock songs, okay? Pretty grunge, pretty alt, pretty punk, pretty pop punk, just a good time. Just a party record for having a good fun time. Okay, now we're getting into top 10 territory. All of this category is called massively enjoyable, and it got 1 3/4 thumbs, okay? Number 10, we're talking about Weapon of Pleasure, coming to us on Days Records. It's a split between World of Pleasure and Weapon X. 4 songs, just rips your face apart. And then at number 9, another hardcore record, Only Constant, coming to us from Gel. Really impressive stuff. As I heard Colin Young describe it on Hardlore, it's like caveman hardcore. Number 8 is a 3-song EP coming to us on Run for Cover Records from One Step Closer, called Songs for the Willow. I love this batch of songs. And if this is going to show us what's in the future for this band, oh my god, I am so excited. They definitely have the potential to be the successors of Title Fight, being from the same part of the country, you know, kind of sounding similar. But I'm really excited to see how far they can carve their own thing. And then when I say like emo and pop punk had a hell of a year, it's like pretty much emo and pop punk for the rest of this list, okay? Coming in at number 7, we're talking about a band called Awake But Still in Bed. Very emo, okay? The most emo you could possibly get. Just such well-constructed songs. The vocal delivery is incredible. How she can go from really soft to screaming, back to really soft again. The technique on that is stunning. The songwriting on that is incredible. I think they are an amazing band and so incredibly underrated. The name of the record probably is going to make you cringe if you're not into this kind of thing, but it's called Chaos Takes the Wheel and I'm a Passenger. Coming in at number 6 is the record Yes And by the band 68. Absolutely love this stuff. I don't really know what to categorize it as far as like a genre is concerned, so I just call it like post-punk, but it is the most wild and inventive and creative record on this whole list. If you know the bands Norma Jean and the Chariot, it's the guy from that, but doing something completely different. You have to check it out. All right, and the last massively enjoyable record that we got is Spiritual Cramp and their self-titled record. Now, depending on how I'm feeling, this could either be at the very top of the list or right at the bottom of massively enjoyable. It's hard to tell, depending on my mood, where this is gonna fit in. But if you haven't heard this new Spiritual Cramp record called Spiritual Cramp, I cannot talk this thing up enough. I love it. I would definitely put it more in the pop punk side of the world, and it came to us on Blue Grape Music Records. But now we gotta move in to the top of the top. This is peak enjoyment category. 2 big old thumbs up. Coming in at number 4 is The Sin of Human Frailty, a little power violence record from the band End. This impressed me so much. Mind blown every time I listen to this stupid record. It came to us from Closed Casket Activities, and it's just so pummeling. It doesn't let up. It's not really a power violence record per se, but for the purposes of like just categorizing it, that's just the easiest way to kind of describe this band. They're definitely a super group that have members from other big bands that come together to do this thing. So I don't know, dude. It's just like untouchable when it comes to heavy music. It is the best heavy record of the year. And now we're moving into top 3. These can be in any order, you know what I mean? But number 3, 2 big old thumbs up, coming to us from Wax Bodega. We got Hot Mulligan, Why Would I Watch? What can I say about this record? The guitar playing, the vocals, the technical delivery of everything. Every song just feels like an instant classic. You hear this one little bit and you're like, oh my god, this is going to be a song in my brain for the rest of ever. It's just incredible. Coming in at number 2 is going to be Jeff Rosenstock's record, Hell Mode. Really exploring themes of healing, growing, becoming a better person, and all the trials and tribulations that go along that kind of journey. And I found that highly relatable. It's definitely the best pop punk record that I've heard in a very long time. But we gotta talk about number 1 right now, okay? The number 1 record, I'm gonna share this opinion actually with a couple other lists out there on the internet because this record really was that good. This record really was that impressive, okay? Coming in at number 1 on Wax Bodega, yet again, another emo LP called The Wailer by Home Is Where. god damn, so buttery smooth, so tight, all the tones, all the melodies, all the harmonies, all the songs, everything on this thing. It's just a perfect record. And then don't even get me started on the artwork. This is perfect emo album cover artwork. This is great stuff. Okay, leave your top 10 down below. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and until my next upload, watch one of these other uploads. Okay, see you later.